Welcome, focused learners. Okay, picture this totally familiar scenario. It's late, you're staring at your screen, and you've got a massive paper due tomorrow morning. You desperately need an A, but you also got to make sure you actually learn the material without, failing or accidentally crossing the line into plagiarism. So welcome to today's explainer, where we're setting the stage for the ultimate student AI showdown.
Grammarly AI or ChatGPT. Be honest with yourself for a second. Which of these two tools are you opening first when that deadline is looming over you? Both of these platforms claim to be the absolute ultimate student sidekick. But here's the catch we're exploring today. They are not the same thing. And using the wrong one for the wrong task, that can be absolutely disastrous for your grade.
Okay, let's dive into this by looking at the two completely distinct identities of these platforms. On one side of our comparison, we have Grammarly. Think of it as a master editor. It's rooted in strict, rules-based algorithms that are completely designed for structural integrity. Now, on the completely opposite side, we have ChatGPT, which acts way more like a chaotic brainstorming genius. ChatGPT is a large language model, and it's built to predict and generate creative text. So these two tools operate in entirely different ways, and understanding this fundamental difference is honestly the secret to getting through your assignments successfully.
Let's kick off this boxing match with round one, brainstorming and research. We're starting right at the very beginning, tackling the absolute hardest part of any assignment, staring down a completely blank page.
So, when you're staring at that terrifying blank page, ChatGPT acts like your own personal 24/7 research assistant. You can throw it a highly specific prompt like, give me 5 unique thesis statements for a biology paper on CRISPR, and what happens next? Boom! In like 5 seconds, you have multiple options generated right in front of you. It's incredibly fast and super responsive.
Getting the engine running is where this tool really, truly shines. Because it's literally designed to generate ideas, it can build massive outlines from scratch or easily break down those insanely complex topics you maybe didn't quite catch during the lecture. It is the absolute ultimate cure for writer's block. It completely untangles difficult concepts by letting you chat back and forth until you finally understand the core mechanics.
But what about our other contender? Well, Grammarly is fundamentally tethered to the document you're already writing. And yes, Grammarly does have generative AI features now. It can totally suggest ideas or help spin up an outline, but it's tied super heavily to the text that is already on your page. It simply isn't built for that deep dive, back and forth chat you really need to untangle a brand new, difficult concept totally from scratch.
So for those sheer moments of panic when you have absolutely 0 words on the page, the decision is totally clear. ChatGPT is the absolute winner of round one. It gets your engine running when you're completely stalled out.
But hey, getting started is only half the battle, right? Let's move to round two, editing and academic integrity. We're shifting from just generating ideas to the critical phase of actual writing, where your grade and your academic record are firmly on the line.
So the crucial point is really understanding the massive risk you take if you keep relying on our round one winner. I'm talking about hallucination. This is a term for when an AI literally makes up fake facts and fake citations because, well, it's simply guessing what word should logically come next, rather than actually looking up real verifiable data. Relying on ChatGPT to actually write your essays is a massive gamble because it's completely notorious for generating text that sounds incredibly fluent and confident but is entirely fabricated. No way you want to risk that.
And that leads us to a pretty stark comparison. If you ask ChatGPT to write your essay, you face the severe risk of your professor's Turnitin report flagging your paper as 100% AI generated. And then, you are in serious trouble. Contrast that with Grammarly. Grammarly features a built-in plagiarism checker that scans billions of web pages to ensure you've cited your sources correctly and authentically. It's actively protecting your transcript rather than jeopardizing the whole shebang.
Because Grammarly isn't just catching your typos, it's the undisputed king of polishing. As you accept its suggestions, it actively elevates the academic tone of your essay. It flags that clunky passive voice. It ensures you actually sound like a scholar. And most importantly, using Grammarly to fix your grammar won't get you expelled by an AI detector. It absolutely protects your integrity.
Therefore, for keeping your writing beautifully clean and your academic record perfectly safe, Grammarly is the landslide winner of round two.
Oh wow, so we actually have a tie game, which brings us to the third and final round of our showdown, citations and formatting. We're talking about every student's absolute worst nightmare here, the dreaded bibliography.
Now, what's really interesting about this is seeing exactly how these tools handle the strict, rigid rules of APA, MLA, and Chicago styles. The difference is basically night and day. Grammarly handles this flawlessly with native automatic browser detection. It can literally detect when you're looking at a source and help generate the citation right inside your browser or Google Docs. ChatGPT, however, it requires manual pasting of raw data. And thanks to those hallucinations we just talked about, it will occasionally just invent URLs out of thin air or mix up volume numbers when it's guessing. Look, when your final grade depends on precise, comma-perfect formatting, you absolutely cannot risk using a tool that guesses. Precise formatting leaves zero room for an AI that just invents URLs. So Grammarly clearly wins round 3.
So we have our final tally. But here's the surprise conclusion. The ultimate verdict isn't actually about choosing just one winner. It's all about the hybrid method. These tools shouldn't actually be enemies or rivals. To maximize your grades and minimize your stress, they should be teammates in your workflow.
Let's move to our roadmap and see how this builds into a highly practical, foolproof strategy. Step 1. Use ChatGPT at the very beginning to brainstorm, structure your outline, and really grasp those difficult concepts. Step 2. Now this is the most important step. You write the paper yourself, using your own authentic voice and your own arguments. Step 3. Bring in Grammarly at the very end to tighten up those sentences, fix the formatting, and run that crucial final plagiarism check. By sequencing the tools around your authentic voice, you're pretty much guaranteeing straight A's without breaking any rules.
And honestly, that is exactly how you leverage AI to actually learn the material while keeping your transcript totally pristine. So as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with this question. Which tool do you currently use more for your schoolwork? Take a quick moment to analyze your own workflow. And hey, the next time you have a massive paper due, try implementing this hybrid method. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and keep focusing on those great habits.